Hey, what's up? Today I'm going to do a follow-up video to a video I took a couple years ago. It was a video showing my sealed NES and Super NES collection. But in this video I'm going to show you how you can tell if these games are really authentically sealed or if they're reseals that someone tried to fake so that they would look to be more valuable. So here I have a couple stacks of NES and Super NES games. And they're all authentic games, authentically sealed. The reason I can tell they're authentically sealed is this first clue, which is, first of all, it has what you call an H seam. The reason you call it that is because it makes an H along the back. And this is really the key, the back part. A lot of fakes, they don't have that extra seam on the back. They just have like the sides, and the back is completely flat without a seam. But if you look at the seam, you can see it looks good. It should be right in the middle of the back, 50% from the top, 50% from the bottom. And if you look at it a little bit closer on the side, you'll notice that the seam kind of crosses over itself. That's a good sign. They don't all do that, but when they do, it's a good sign. It means it's definitely authentic. It's really hard to reproduce that. See, here's another example. See how that seam kind of overlaps right there? There it really overlaps. The next clue that you can look at is, does it have a hang tab? Now, a lot of these things fell off over the years, so this doesn't really make it as obvious if it's real or not. But most of these games did come with hang tabs when they were on the shelves at stores, 30 years ago. So if it still has a hang tag, examine it, make sure it looks like it's aged properly and it's 25, 30 plus years old. They kind of get kind of gray. The older, the more gray and the more fragile it is. It gets kind of stiff after a while. You can just examine that. Another clue that you might want to look for on some of these older sealed games is you might want to look for original price tags. Look at this one. Kmart. When was the last time Kmart's logo looked like that? That's a really old school logo. You could look it up on like Wikipedia or something. Kmart's logo through the history of the company, and you can see when this logo was in use. This one looks like it's 80s, maybe early 90s. It's really similar with the Super Nintendo games. It has the H seam. It has that overlap. There's that hang tab. So these are authentic. Unfortunately, I don't have a fake one to show you, but I just remembered another thing that you can look for. You see these dots right here? It's kind of hard to see unless I get in the light. When they ran these through the press 25 years ago, the way that the plastic wrapped around, it had like these dots in them. Here's some more. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if this has it. They don't all have it, but if it does have it, it's a good sign. Here it is again. 1, 2, 3. I can't remember if the NES games have it or not. Yeah, they do, see? So look for this when you're looking at sealed games. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're always right in a straight line. I can't see on this one. But those are a few things you can look for. And then, of course, you want to look at the condition when you're buying a sealed game. Condition is everything. Look at the corners. You can see, like in this corner right here, it's kind of hard to see. It's out of focus a little bit. I'm trying to get it back in focus. Like, I don't think it's been dropped, but just a little bit of shelf wear from over the years. You can see like a little bit of the yellow has chipped off and it's a little bit bare. You can see part of like the cardboard. Same with right there. So that would bring this grade down a little bit, you know. It's not going to be quite as valuable as if it was like perfect. But usually a lot of the wear happens on the corners because that's the easiest to bang up when you're handling these games. One way to help yourself is to get a bunch of these protectors. Just slides right in there, and then you can store them on your shelf this way. For this one, I had to cut out a little hole in the top so that the hang tab would go through the top. But now I feel a lot safer about handling this. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to say one more thing. There's something really neat about having a couple sealed games in your collection, because you just imagine this game has been sealed for 30 plus years and was probably sitting on the shelf in the late 80s when the NES was just coming out and very popular in the stores. Neat piece to have in your collection. So enjoy.